Hi, this is Rohit from careersprints.com, and we like to produce videos that help you with your professional development and continuous learning. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the characteristics of incremental and iterative approaches, and what we are using here is the example of Scrum, and the picture that you see here shows you the Scrum process. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to show you how the agile practices are utilized or used in Scrum. So for example, reprioritization is an important part of agile. And in Scrum, reprioritization of the product backlog is done on a continuous basis. Next, plans are regularly updated too in agile based on feedback, and that is reflected in the sprint backlog. So, the sprint backlog can be regularly updated by the developers or by the Scrum team, to reflect any changes that are happening in their environment. Next, quick feedback is also needed to deal with changes. So this feedback mechanism is built into many of the Scrum practices. So for example, you have the daily Scrum, which is a 15-minute inspect and adapt meeting that serves this purpose of giving quick, short feedbacks to the development team or the Scrum team. Next, you have frequent delivery, which is about producing increments every 2 to 4 weeks. So you basically, when you're doing your sprints, at the end of the sprint, you may want to release something out to your customer, or you may want to release the product increment to your customer every 2 to 4 weeks, or at the end of each sprint. So that frequent delivery is also happening here, and that delivery is being inspected as part of the sprint review. And then finally, you have the sprint retrospectives, where in Agile also says that there should be frequent adaptation of the process, and that is done by the Scrum team using the sprint retrospective as well. So basically, using an approach like Scrum will allow you to apply all the different Agile practices, the Agile mindset, the Agile values, and so on and so forth. So I've just explained you Scrum very, very briefly, but we are going to look at Scrum in greater depth in later videos that we are going to do. But for now, just understand that this is how Scrum uses all the different Agile practices. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about, what exactly is the use case for iterative and incremental approaches? So, the use case for incremental and iterative approaches is, it can be used in any type of project. It can be used in a research and development project. It can be used in a project where there is a lot of novelty, high rates of change, there is unclear and unknown requirements, there is more uncertainty, or even where the final goal is very hard to describe. So when you're not very clear about what you intend to achieve, maybe after 6 months or a year, or a couple of months down the line, then in that case, it's better to use an agile approach. You want to see your product evolve, and your goal may also evolve as time goes by. So another thing to note would be that uncertainty may be related to suitability and requirements, where you're trying to address the answer to the question, is this the right product being built? It could be centered around technical feasibility and performance, which means, can the product be built this way? It can also be centered around process and people, which means, is this an effective way for the team to work? So uncertainty can be associated with any of these 3 areas. And we understand that when it comes to project work, all these 3 different areas of suitability and requirement, technical feasibility, and process and people can have high levels of uncertainty associated with it. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, you know what you must do. Please go and hit that like button. We also regularly conduct free PMP virtual classes. So if you would like to attend a live class, you will find the URL for it in the description below. So please go ahead and register. We also have created an excellent Udemy course that covers the agile portions of the PMP exam. Exactly what you need to be able to crack the PMP exam in 2021. The URL for that too is in the description. Lastly, subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more videos from us. Thank you.